All right.
No waiting. Okay. Good to go?
Yep.
Back up. Hello. Hi. Good evening. Oh. Hello. Hello. Check.
Good evening, sir.
Down. Last year, one of my friends, Nicole, was in a relationship with Mark. Mark and Nicole conceived a child. Mark and Nicole were both 19 at the time. Mark did not want to have a baby, so the thought of having a child was very troubling for him. He started battling with mental issues. He went berserk. About a month into the pregnancy, I could see signs of Mark getting crazy. He's telling everybody he doesn't want the child. About a week after that, I started seeing bruises on Nicole's face. She was troubled. She was mentally, a little messed up. Mark started telling people if anyone told the cops or her parents or his parents that, there would be trouble for that person. So basically a threat. I did take the opportunity to go to the cops and to tell them what was going on. This is been about 2 months now, after 2 months of being beaten while you're pregnant. At that point, me and the officers went to their apartment that they shared, and we found Nicole lying in a pile of blood. She had gashes on her face, her stomach was bruised, her entire body was bruised. Nicole was the victim of a murder. And at that point, I realized that Nicole's only 2 options in life were to be a victim of murder or to be a murderer. And the reason I say her being a murderer is to commit abortion. I'm sure some of us, or all of us in this classroom, has dealt with abortion, the idea of getting an abortion, or have known someone who's had to deal with that issue. On the contrary, there are people who don't think that decision is a tough or a vicious decision. Some people do use abortion as birth control. So they intentionally get pregnant, and instead of taking a pill, they go to the clinic and have an abortion performed. As I mentioned to you guys, if you were listening, people do deal with this situation every day. It's universal. Me personally, my sister, who got pregnant at 19 with my niece, had to battle between abortion. Now, I am against abortion. My parents are against abortion. Basically, the entire family is against abortion. She decided to have my niece, contrary to what people say. Young mothers can't really get ahead if you have a child young. Well, I can tell you today that she's graduated from college. My niece is now 7, and she's living a wonderful life. So I can just imagine if she would have went through with the abortion, the beautiful girl that's here now would not have been here. By the end of my speech today, you will have known what an abortion is, the alternatives to an abortion, and the different types of abortions that exist. What is an abortion? It's a question that many people ask who don't know. Abortion is termination of a pregnancy. Abortion is rooted from the word abort, which means to end or to cancel. There are first trimester abortions, second trimester abortions, and late term abortions. Some people ask how many abortions are performed a year. According to U.S. abortion data provided in 1995 by Planned Parenthood, there were 1.8 first trimester abortions performed in the states. There were over 4,000 hysterectomies and late-term abortions performed. Most would consider late-term abortions as murder because the fetus is considered viable and live outside the womb at that point. Now that I've whet your appetite just a little, now I will enlighten you on the few alternatives to an abortion. Some may ask, what could possibly be an alternative to an abortion? Either keep the baby or get rid of it, which would be an abortion. Statistics do show that majority of women contemplating abortion is due to the lack of financial support or support from a family or having a general support system. There are two major alternatives to abortion, which are really the only two alternatives besides keeping the child. One is through a cesarean. The seed or the fetus is placed into another woman. She carries the baby for the term of the pregnancy, and then once the child is delivered, it goes back to the maternal mother. That's one option. The other option is to have the baby adopted once you carry the baby full term. Some women have trouble dealing with with adoption because you carry a baby for 9 months, send the baby somewhere else. You know the baby's here. You know he or she is living with someone else. You have no idea what's going on. Now at this point, you have your life together, and you're like, I could have kept the child. Now that I've pinpointed the very few alternatives, my last point is going to be the different types of abortions that do exist. What are the different types of abortions? There are first trimester abortions, second trimester abortions, and late term abortions, as I stated in my introduction. According to abortion.com, in their popular topic discussion, more than 80% of all abortions are done in the first trimester, which is up to 12 weeks. The basic steps of a first-term abortion is you complete paperwork, take lab tests, pregnancy tests, anemia screening, and your RH type, as well as urine and blood samples. First trimester abortions are done through a procedure called suction aspiration, which is, in layman's terms, vacuuming the fetus out of the woman. It takes less than 5 minutes. It's painless to the woman. She feels nothing. It's considered an outpatient procedure. It's done. She goes home, which is why it's highly popular amongst young teens or females who are pregnant. Second trimester abortions, which is similar to a late-term abortion, is from 13 to 24 weeks. And is the time frame where the fetus is considered viable and can live outside the womb. Has a heartbeat, can pretty much live if given proper treatment. The procedure for second trimester abortions or late-term abortion is considered dilation and evacuation. This is where the woman actually will give birth to the fetus, and then the fetus is killed through medication or, as most illegal abortions, snapping the spine or the neck. This is actually a 2 to 3 day process where the cervix has to dilate and then the actual birth will take place. The highly criticized second term and late term abortion is considered widespread as murder. At 20 weeks, as I said, the baby can live with proper treatment. So that's like taking one of us and killing us. Murder, either way. You can live on your own or through proper medicine. If you're killed, it's considered murder. Dr. Kermit Gosnell, as you all may know from different news stations, WPBI, Channel 3, he's waiting indictment from a grand jury on thousands of late-term abortion charges where he would have the women give birth to the fetus or actually go in, grab the fetus, bring it out, snap the neck, freeze them. It was unsanitary conditions in which he performed these abortions illegally. In conclusion, this speech, I have told you what an abortion is, different types of abortions, and alternatives to an abortion. And I will also conclude with a highly popular phrase from Mother Teresa. In 1994, 3 years prior to her death, she said, and I quote, "I feel the greatest destroyer of peace is abortion, because it is a war against the child, murder by the child's own mother herself. And if we start to accept mothers killing her own child, how can we tell people not to kill one another?" Thank you.
We have a 3 for paperwork, 5 for time, 5 for tape.